Let us do Prarthana and start the session. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Om Annado Sri Jagannatha Madguru Sri Jagadguru Mamatma Sarva Bhutatma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Om Akanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tat Padam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. The only Guru of three religions, Traitatiram originator, sensational writer, Hindu virtue donor, the emperor of spiritual kingdom, Sri 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 Acharya Prabodhananda Yogeshwar. Let us pray our Guru to provide us the wisdom in a right manner. Let us start learning Traitatiram Bhagavadgeetha from today onwards. Sri 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 Acharya Prabodhananda Yogeshwar interpreted Traitatiram Bhagavad-Gita in a right manner. So he has provided us a prologue which we need to understand about the Bhagavad-Gita, why we need to learn this Bhagavad-Gita, what kind of knowledge it is going to provide us, how it is going to help us in doing the yoga, how it is going to destroy our karma, how we can merge with God, what is the importance of the Bhagavad Gita, and what are the important sciences, and what is the super science. So how human beings ignore the super science. So all those things we will come across in this explanation. Let us move forward and know from his words what he is saying. So on the earth there are so many living beings are there, living things are there, but the man is possessing supreme power and wisdom with him. So being the great in the intellect, he is able to think in the many fields, but with respect to the spiritual aspects, he is completely failed. If we take an example of a lawyer or an advocate, he will prefer to use his wits to argue on behalf of a client. The client did an unjustified act, he is a criminal, but this advocate will argue behalf of his unjustified behalf of the client who did unjustified act. Lawyer never going to hesitate for that, thinking that, oh, I am arguing behalf of this criminal person. He will use all his intelligence and saves his client from the punishment. Similarly, there is a physician. The physician is going to provide a cure to the patient. The patient is suffering from a dreaded disease. So here the doctor is able to use his intelligence and challenge the new disease, and a lawyer who is able to argue and prove the injustice as justice. These two guys are more matured and more intelligent with respect to the worldly related matters and things, but they are far away from the divine matters. So their intellect is prevailing much more in mundane matters, but it is ineffective with respect to the Paramatma or absolute soul matters. So man is inventing many new doctrines, machines, and lot many tools, instruments which are making so many conveniences in the life, so many facilities for a human being, much more comforts he is bringing forward, but he is far away from the age-old theories and realities related to the spiritual matters. he is totally mistaken in the divine matters and not able to understand why he is not understood the matters of Paramatma, as he is known mundane matters completely. As one believes that by becoming literate he can acquire all educational degrees, he thinks that he had perfect relation with the fragment of devotion. Okay? So, however, in the present day, man's intellect lacks the required understanding in the spiritual matters. If you take an example over here, two women happen to be walking along the road and three persons happen to be sitting on the roadside. The two women were still about a furlong away from three men. One was woman and the other was a eunuch. The eunuch wore sari and other ornaments and possesses features like a woman. So, men were not wrong by thinking that both were women because they are one furlong away, right? The three men first concluded that those two were women. One among the three who was watching the woman, when they were drawn near, had noticed that one of women had some discrepancy in her gait and face and could conclude that she was a eunuch. The other two, who failed to acknowledge the distinction, had said that both of them were women. However, both the women had come much closer to these three guys. Then the second person, he did not express the fact openly but realized internally that the second person was a eunuch. So he remained quiet as he had earlier argued to the contrary. So the third person here, he is not enough intelligent and he did not find the difference at all between both the persons who came very close to them. The first person tried to explain, but the third person, he failed to recognize the differences. He thought that visible form is more important than knowing the difference of gender. Hence, no deviation was noticed with the third person. He argued that the person who wore sari must be a woman. He argued that if a woman was wearing earrings, bangles and a neck cord around the neck, she must undoubtedly be a woman and it would be foolish to think otherwise. That is the words of third person. Though the second person agreed with the views of the first person, yet he outwardly has supported the statement of the third person. So the first person felt that it is better to keep quiet rather than arguing with the other two foolish men. So, in the same way, in this world, there are three categories of people exist. One category is they accept the truth. The second category is they accept the truth internally, but they don't express outside. They don't openly accept it. They will understand internally that they are wrong, but they won't express outside. And the third category, if you take the third category people, so they don't know the truth at all, but they argue what they accept is true. They argue what they believe and accept is true. The one who knows the truth than matters of divine is one among the millions. There will be one person, one kind of category, they will accept the truth. They are one among 10 millions. That is also very rare, very, very rare. So there are some men who agree the truth in their inner heart, they don't accept openly. They are the second category person. Their number is little bit more compared to the first category. And the third category people are very much in number, very high in number. They don't accept the truth at all. They strongly argue against the truth. So, so we can call him the first person who is treading the path of his goal of truth. So there are the saints, sadhus, and gurus in the society. They consider themselves as religious heads, are not in a position to speak the truth, as they are afraid of losing their existing prominence. So they will lose their popularity as well. So hence, to conceal the facts and abide by what they say, they simply speak of their untruth discourses. So for external world, they will be speaking untruth discourses and giving those discourses to the people who follow them. But internally they know that what they are saying, they know that they are saying untruth. So these are called the second category people. Some others boast that they possess divine knowledge without grasping the truth and would not agree with the views of anyone. This category of people can be classified as the third category people. So, though those who are walking down along the road are the women, yet they have some physical differences in their bodies. First, when you see from the far, you might be thinking that both are women, but when they come very closer to you, you should be able to identify the differences. Then you will come to know one is a woman, another one is a eunuch. Right. So we can't call a woman since he possesses masculine organs. Though the external features resemble as a woman, yet in the inner body is different. From the distant view, by her appearance and dress, it is concluded that she is woman. But whereas from a close view, if someone fails to distinguish the difference, he can be called a fool. But failing to ascertain the differences even after dissolving and seeing in the nude is no doubt a sheer brutality. So, despite the fact that most of the books are look alike, same, but they can be bifurcated into two parts. One is epic or mythology, and another one is sciences. There are only two kinds. Either it can be epics related books or it can be science related books. So how we can find the difference? When you go through the contents, what it has, based on that you will be able to identify which category of this book. So the second type, the first type of the person will read that and understand, he will categorize this book. Oh, this is epic and this is science. The second category type person, when he reads the book, so he will understand that, oh, this must be related to the science, but he doesn't openly express outside. Thus, that kind of person will be always telling the untruth discourses outside. So he doesn't openly accept it, but internally he knows that. Okay, so he is the one who strongly believes and stands by his belief till the end. Okay, so even though he agrees that he will be strongly believes and stands by his belief till the end. Um, because he first agreed towards the fault, right? He will be openly saying it about that always till the end, even though he agrees that what he is telling is wrong. That is the second category person. Third category person, from the first to the end, he will be arguing um, always the untruth. So whatever he believes strongly, he says that it is the truth. He says always. The third one believes that all books are identical. The third one believes that all books are identical. If the first one is science, why can't it become second one is also science? If first one is the epic, why can't it become second one is also epic? So when the books look similar, same, then why can't the content also be the same? The content also same, books are same. This is what the third person will argue always, will do that from the beginning to the end. So he is a totally foolish. Nobody can make him convince the differences. So let's end over here. Let us continue from here onwards in the next week. Let us do Mangala Prarthana and end the session. Om Mangalam Gurudevaya Mahaniya Prabodhatmane Sarvaloka Sharanyaya Sadhu Rupaya Mangalam. Prabodhatman to everyone.